What's going on, football fans, and in particular to offensive line loving football fans? Another week of Landon Dickerson to review here, and we're absolutely going to break that down. So let's get right to it. Works very well in combination with Jason Kelce here on a designed tight end screen. So Dickerson's job is to take over the one-tech defensive tackle, so Jason Kelce can release out and pull a block here in open field. And Dickerson does a good job continuing with this guy right here. Hell of a block here by Jason Kelce. Springs Goddard free. Outside zone for the Eagles. Very well set up here. Landon Dickerson with the bonkers block here on defensive end. Gets a little help from Joan Mailata here initially, but then turns and seals off the outside from the defensive end. Mailata comes out and pulls a nice block on the outside. Jack Stoll has this guy, so that brings a good gap free from Miles Sanders. Comes out really nicely in the screen game here from the backside guard position. This time he's not taking over anybody. He's releasing out himself. Ken Gainwell getting the block. Very good block here on 56 as he's coming to the outside. Plays a little bit too high on this pass rep against Quinnen Williams in the 3-tech defensive tackle position. So when he's coming up here, he is a little bit too high, and Quinnen gets his hands placed really nicely underneath the shoulder pads of Landon and working him backfield. It's not even that obvious to see how far he gets worked back. You'll see that better here on the field view. Boom. The pop right here from Quinnen. He works Landon back on that rep. Small movement here, but big impact. First helping up on the one-tech defensive tackle with Jason Kelce, and then as 51 is trying to go inside of Mailata, he's giving him a pop to make life a lot easier for Jordan on the edge. Good combination. Jets are slanting here, so 96 is going to come outside here. Landon is going to pass him along to Mailata, then going to get his eyes inside and help out Jason Kelce in 97. We got us on the ground there. Massive block here from Landon and Jordan. Take a look at the 3-tech defensive tackle right here, Quinnen Williams. Boom. He gets popped down the field, and then these two guys are just working in combination, pushing everything down the field. Take a look at here from the wide view. These two guys here up on the 1-tech. Notice the impact on the block. Boom. It's 4 yards downfield, 5 yards downfield, and then Landon working up on the linebacker. Much better pass rep here than he had against Quinnen Williams. This time the defensive end is going to come inside here, Shaq Lawson, I believe. He's going to try the bull rush on Landon. This time, much better hat placement, butt is lower. Good footwork here as he's taking him on. Takes away the momentum entirely off the rush. Here is zone to the right side, and there's nobody to Landon's right here, so he's going to release up for the linebacker, up for 56. And you can tell he wants to pull the big block here. He's leaning a little bit more with his shoulder, keeping his eyes a little bit down into the ground when he's making that block. And that's okay. I mean, he's a big-time blocker. He wants to make big-time blocks. But really, this would be more ideal if he just got his hands on him quicker and then moved him afterwards. That's not what creates the massive blocks, but those are the important blocks, how you get in control and in balance when you're making the block anyway. Working double team against Quinnen Williams in the 1-tech, who then after the first initial contact tries to go outside. Good hand placement here from Landon and footwork, and keep shuffling side to side in relative to what Quinnen be doing. And here are the bonkers touchdown for Gainwell, where everything just fits beautifully here. Good pop by Mailata, and Dickerson takes over him very nicely here, seals him off, puts him on the ground, finish him off, and then everything else just beautiful highway. A wham here where we got the skips from Nate and Landon coming out to Shaq Lawson here on the end position. Good pop, very good contact with him initially, and keeps out the block. Dive up the middle, so we want to double team up on the defensive tackles, and then both of these guys here in combination are reading what happens to the defensive tackle. So he's a little bit more outside shaded. So this will be Landon's job to come up on 56. Had he gone to the inside, it will be Mailata's job to get up on 56. The same thing out here to the outside. When he's outside, that is Nate's job to take over the linebacker, and Landon and Mailata does a really good job of this. Initially getting a good pop on 96 and then moving him downfield. Mailata taking on the linebacker. Fine work by Landon, assisting up on Quinnen Williams here with Jason Kelce, but then also keeping his eyes out to make sure, see if he's going inside, he can get out there and help Jordan. Good job. Just massive power from Mailata and Dickerson once again here up on 97. Good pop there initially. Landon's going to swipe him inside. Mailata gives him a pop. and then he just finishes nicely up on the block there. Nice job sorting out the defensive tackle stunt right here. So one is going to go inside here. Quinn Williams is going to come on the backside, and Landon picks up 91 well. Fine job here. First giving the contact on this play here to the defensive end to Joe Mailata's side, so he can take over him and seal him off to the inside. And then afterwards, working up on the linebackers with good timing, up on C.J. Mosley, giving him a good push to spring Miles Sanders free. Look at the power here from Landon and Jason, moving the two-tech defensive tackle out of the picture. And then when they get outside here, good understanding from Landon of disengaging and coming up on the linebacker instead. So they create a wall here to that side, and Miles Sanders is loose. Here's one time where they actually need to get a little bit more pop on the one tech. So Landon is skipping away from 94 way too easily here before he's going up. And so the defensive tackle still has momentum as he's going into Jason Kelce, and he can limit this play. Just disrespectful block from Landon Dickerson up on 94 right here. Stalls him immediately and then just seals him off to the inside. Holds him there with one arm. Just rub it in his face. Nice combination work with Jordan Mailata here on the tuck game, where the outside guy is going to come inside. He gets picked up by Landon, and then Joe Mailata takes over the defensive tackle coming out. So here's just a physical run up the middle. Landon Dickerson is going to take on 94 with Jason Kelce. Work him in a little bit downfield here. Gets him out of balance, and then works up, takes over the defensive back afterwards. In pass protection against Quinn Williams once again, who is just strong and fast for Landon Dickerson. You're trying to go outside first. Landon doesn't quite get his feet planted, and that results in him being pushed quite a lot back there on the second counter move by Quinn Williams, and then he slips when he tries to spin. Not the most controlled rep from Landon. You'd like him to just stay upright, punch, replays, but he gets sort of moved back with his feet as he is punching right here, so it becomes disorganized. Power to the right side. Landon Dickerson will be the puller here from the guard position, coming out and sealing off the outside defensive back right here. Finishes him off. Nice. Here we have a zone to the left side. Landon Dickerson and Jason Kelce working in combination on the one tech there, 94. And you know it's been a long day for 94. This is one of the last drives here. He's been pushed around all game, and so he gets his frustrations out there by pushing Landon Dickerson at the end of the play. But yeah, good impact on the block once again here by Landon and Jason. Yep, very good push on 97 on this rep here by both Jason and Landon. Jason quickly moving up to the linebacker in 56 here, and Landon just keeps driving 97 down the field. Kelce and Landon smothering the defensive tackle here in the one tech, keeping their eyes put to both sides in case there is any extra rushes coming. Good job. I like that we're seeing a little bit more awareness from Landon. He's getting his techniques and fundamentals much more consistent and balanced, and even though he had a few pass reps here against Quinn Williams where he could have been much better, he also had a lot of very good reps both in the running game and the passing game. But what we're seeing more in the passing game, in the pass blocking game, is he's much more aware of what happens with Mailata, what happens with Kelce, and the angles in which to attack the defensive tackles to take away their momentum and make it easier for his co-offensive linemen and help out when it's standard rush, but also noticing stunts and blitzers and react relevantly to that. So that is something that's really nice to see, and if we just keep this curve going, he's going to be a really good football player.